Welcome back! What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Hidden Gems. If this is your first time checking us out, thank you so much and welcome. My name is John Francis and I am the co-owner of the Clarendon Trading Company. And what we do there, we source and distribute vintage, contemporary, and used clothing. Woo! If this is your first time watching Hidden Gems, this is where we give you guys tips, hints, and information on how to become a better reseller. Whether it's giving you information to find product, how to distribute, best ways to mail. Come on, guys, we got it all for you. Don't worry, just listen up, okay? So today's episode is really interesting. We're going to talk about copycats. And generally, when you think of that word, it gets people mad because originality is extremely important. But we're going to put a little twist on what a copycat is. For me, a copycat is someone who is looking at a system and they know how to properly utilize that system for themselves. Because success is generally just that. It is a system for the most part that gives you a better opportunity of becoming successful, okay? So for us, we looked at what we want to become at the Clarendon Trading Company. And for us, we've always liked the Hudson's Bay Company. They initially started off 100 years ago selling furs and food in Canada, eventually to become this huge empire of just selling in total. So hopefully one day we'll get to that point, right? But you have to look at the people's system, right? How did they get started? What did they do? And look at the small steps they took to get to where they are. So one of the first things you want to do is like, what do you want out of your life, or what do you want out of your business? So try to examine someone that exemplifies that for you and essentially re-engineer what they did to their life, right? What schools they maybe went to, what networks they got themselves into, what books they're able to read. If you can really break everything down and make it a systematic approach, you can hopefully follow their footsteps, so then you can be the person who is in that same position one day. Because a lot of times we honestly forget that a system is really beneficial because it lets you know what you need to do next, what you need to get rid of, and so you can continue on the appropriate path. So one thing that we generally like to do is like, what have they done? What have these people done to get to the positions that they're in? Did they first start off doing small businesses when they were younger? Why did they have this huge real estate company? Did they just inherit money? You know? So it's really important to really break everything down and figure it out for yourself. Because once you do that, you'll get a better understanding of what you need to do. And also one of the major things that we really have to examine is like, what resources did they have? What things were they able to put in place that made them so successful, right? For instance, if you look at someone like Donald Trump, for instance, he had an extremely wealthy father that was able to fund a lot of his projects when he was initially starting, and he had access to all these other businessmen as well too, right? If Donald Trump is someone that you admire to be, well, you have to look at, okay, well, how did he become the person that he is now, right? So you really have to examine those people and see how they got to their next level and to the position that they're currently in, right? If you're someone that doesn't have a lot of resources or a rich wealthy father, you may have to shift your goals and your system to properly get to that place where you want to be one day, right? Another thing what we also have to look at is learn from who they learned from, right? Everything that everyone knows, it was either taught or they actually end up doing it themselves. So you have to really examine things and become a practitioner. What did they read? Where did they study? Who was there guiding them, right? There's so many different variables that come into becoming successful, and you have to understand that you need to break every single aspect of that down. It's not just, oh, let me wish and hopefully this will come true. You have to really break everything down. And most importantly, build it up to scale. Start from a really small perspective and build it up. If you want to become the Nestea of drinks one day, maybe you should really start small and open up a lemonade stand on the side of the road, or go to small events and then build it up to scale so you can get to the next point, right? So let's do a quick recap of what we were able to talk about today. Being a copycat, looking at systems and seeing how they work, but most importantly, having someone that you admire and looking at their system as a whole. Of course, who do you want to be like? What have they done? Do you have the same resources as them? And learn from who they've learned from. And most importantly, build it up to scale. Be realistic. You're probably starting at point 1. They may have started at point 5. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this episode of Hidden Gems. If you guys have any questions or concern, please hit us up in the DMs. Until next time, peace.